Here we go, live on YouTube. Today, I want to ask you, are you one of those coaches, consultants, or experts in some field where you are constantly getting the same or similar questions from prospects who want to work with you, that they ask you over and over the same thing, and sometimes you just thinking that, wow, I wish I could just record my answers and just get on with it. Well, I want to share with you a much better way that you can use to answer frequently asked questions that you are getting. My name is Sigrid de Cast. Sticky Beak Marketing is my business. I am a book writing and marketing specialist, and I particularly work with coaches, consultants, experts that are established in their business and do get such frequently asked questions to write a book in a particular period. 6 weeks or less is what we can achieve to get your book fully written, published, and it is marketing ready so that clients will come and want to join you. So let me tell you about what is a great way to use frequently asked questions by prospects, how you can use them for your advantage. You simply write a book that incorporates all of those frequently asked questions by clients. Now, it can be this easy. Let me talk you through a sleep coach who was answering the same questions at every introduction session that she conducted with new prospects. So she offered a free initial session, and people would be asking her the same questions over and over. She didn't charge for that. It was free. So the time that it took was precious, both to her and to those prospects, of course, as well. She was very close to thinking, I'm going to charge for that 30-minute introduction session because it's just taking up time, people asking me the same thing over and over, and we're kind of going down these almost tunnels to answer them. There's got to be a better way, or I'm just going to have to charge with it. So before she went into that, she came to me in the session that we do in our very first initial one-on-one session to write a book. And she told me all about these details. She wanted to share her message on what sleeping, lack of sleep, and interrupted sleep patterns are all about. And she wanted to make sure, we started with making sure what the outcome of that book for her is in mind. Now, as we talked about that, it did become very clear that incorporating those answers to the prospects that she was giving over and over could be a really powerful, large component of her book. Adding frequently asked questions into a book works for almost all types of coaches, consultants, and experts because you all get some recurring questions. And answering questions is a really great way to show knowledge and expertise, and particularly doing so in a book offers a much deeper layer so that you can go into detail when, more than recording or doing a recording one per question. In a book, you can really outline and go into detail in as much as is appropriate to give those prospects when they're reading the book. You can address these frequently asked questions in a book in a detail that really that they deserve and that the reader deserves to get to understand specifically what you mean by what you do. And it allows the reader, of course, then to decide just whether you are the right person to want to work with. Now, that sleep coach immediately got more actual new clients with the publication of her book. And those new clients were absolutely brilliant because they knew and wanted to ask her questions that were no longer going down all these different rabbit holes, but they were very specific around their condition, and she could answer and then work with them very quickly. I had a similar way of using frequently asked questions with in the content of a book that had a really fantastic outcome for a gardening coach. Now, she asked She actually was asked by several different media to give interviews, and as a direct result of those interviews, many people wanted to buy her book. So that spread really quickly, the knowledge of that book, and people were reading it. And in response to that, she was fully booked for over 3 months right away from a couple of those interviews. And here's how that's come about. Let me share a bit of that. We spent a considerable time together on getting that clarity around what she's actually offering in that gardening coaching business that she had. And we really, it helped to refine not only her own business and for her to understand her business, but it also helped to refine what exactly she was doing and what her service entailed and what it did not entail. So having that first session that I offer in my particular 6-week program really helps to dig into what the client wants to write about and what they do in their business. So this particular gardening coach actually said something really nice, and I share it with you. She said, just being able to clearly articulate what it is that I do is a major, or was a major benefit of the having come into that 6-week write and publish a marketing optimized book program was for her. So her book was about answering 77 questions people have about gardening, fruit, and vegetables. So very specific. She actually sent that book as a gift to the local radio station to be mentioned, for the book to be mentioned on their gardening program. But you know, they were so excited at the radio station as well. So they called her for an interview. And from that one interview, which is what often happens once you get into the media in one place, others come, follow up, and also want to have a slice of you. So that was really exciting for her. The frequently asked questions is a really great way to be incorporated in any book. In fact, an entire book can be written about purely frequently asked questions, digging into the details of what you do. Now, if you want my help to create, similar results like the gardening coach and the sleep coach had, which is bringing for the book to bring new clients to you, new prospects, people that want to sign up with you because they got to know you through the book, I offer a 6-week program, and it is for experienced coaches and consultants and other experts. And it includes that very first step, but we are going through all the steps of writing, publishing, and marketing in my program. I also address, as mentioned before, getting complete clarity on your business model, the client that you have, and so on. It's all part of it because you really need to know that. Now, I have another video, I'll put that below here in a link, that describes the 4 most common outcomes that people want to achieve with a book so that you get some clarity on that one. I'll give you the link in below this video here. So if you're interested in this, simply contact me. It's Sigrid Cast here, Sticky Big Marketing. I am a book writing and